की ये गर्जना से भस्म हुए धूर्त सब, धड़ से होगा सर अलग, टुकड़े होंगे आतड़ियों के घड़ी हुए उग्र बेहरी हुए रुद्र। युद्ध घोर छिड़ गया है जंग एक ठनी, अस्त्र शस्त्र दंत नख है भौं अब तनी, चल पड़े तो मर गए जितने भी असुर थे यहाँ, बह रही धरा पे लाल रक्त की नदी 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 नदी। नवः रुद्र रूपम नवः पुत्र रूपम नवः रुद्र रूपम नवः पुत्र रूपम, जय 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 नरसिंह जय।
श्रीनरसिंहकवचं ध्यायेत् लक्ष्मीपतिं नरसिंहं विभुं
आसनस्थं सुरसिद्धसंसिद्धिं सिंहमुखं दैत्यनिशाचरान्तकम् भक्तानां भयाहरं त्रिभुवननाथम् ॐ श्रीनरसिंहं उज्ज्वलितज्वालदेभ्यः रक्षतु मां सर्वतः सर्वदैव पूर्वे प्रहरादवल्लभा शूरो जयति दक्षिणे भक्तप्रवरं मदपोतु पश्चिमे चतुर्भुज करवालधारी उत्तरस्यां वै नमो करुणाकराय ऊर्गवीरण्यकशिपुं हतवान् प्रभो अधो न सिंहे सततं मम रक्षतु शिरो मे सिंहाय विकटाय पातु ललाट रत्नवाल्यभूषणः नेत्रे श्वेतज्वालधारी महावीरः
Dude. Hey. What's up, dudes? Hey, howdy ho. I got all sorts of potential things to talk about, but I'm gonna talk about shaligrams. Shaligrams. That's right, shaligrams. Let's see. This one, worth talking about. We got some images. I've been taking images. The best way I found up until recently that I've taken images is this attachment, phone, image, and then post on Facebook. Not the most convenient, but got a camera. In the tripod. Or trinocular opening, whatever. I don't know, maybe that'll be better. I also put this thing all sorts of toys around. So most of these images are cell phone though. Nothing through here. We maybe can look through here and see what that's like. That's how it's attached as a webcam now, and not through the microscope because it wasn't that functional. Okay, I need to turn this down for me. I don't know. I noticed the music is almost distracting at times when I'm rewatching my stuff. But this Shaligram and one other deserves this fucking... Let's check it out. As I hope you're aware, I do not interpret these as products of seashells fossilizing, etc. I interpret them as products of current flows, and this is a great example. We can see right here these little, like it wraps around in the matrix. It goes off doing the extension of the ammonite, but also down here, another forming. It's all very related. Chakra to chakra. Let's see what all is going on. I haven't looked at this one in a couple weeks, probably. Besides in passing, I know there's really incredible stuff. So it goes that way there, and that's what we were just looking at. Some kind of relationship to that one in interactions. Like layers this way, staggered over, and then weird ammonite feature here that doesn't really, like, it slices in the stone though. It's not an ammonite, it slices in a stone. We can see kind of ridges here, like that, but where it actually cut in here. But they're like the same process seems to have like fanned out here relating to these boundaries, and maybe there, and maybe there, and maybe that too. Some kind of fanning out interaction that's going on while other things are happening. Just slices in the stone that's shaped like an ammonite. Like over here, it's way more defined there. Forming chakras, what looks to be here. Like it could be here, but it looks to be here. This is the way it is forming it is a common thing worth like just noting as we go forward for sure. Again, it's kind of doing it here where it goes down, over, down to like a chakra that then goes back and up type features. Maybe back that way too, where it's more like towards us of a chakra. Yeah, this face. Insane. That's totally fossils. It's so silly. It's so silly. Guys, it's so silly that they're fossils. Like, this thing is clearly related to this. Like, its arc. And then that suggests that this thing is related to this. And to this, which suggests this is related to this. And then this generally points at that, so it suggests they're all related. But it doesn't make any damn sense. Like, then it goes over here and almost does like a suture pattern. Just kind of where it would seem some eddy is running into resistance and deflecting up this way. But then it's shoving currents along this path upward that then kind of cascade back down and interact as a suture pattern. We even see that same kind of odd thing going on with the way these are. cross interactions, other interrelated features, like it's going up, but it's also interacting down. Where this way, it's running into resistance, almost like whatever's coming in the front runs into the stone and divides around it like a hand, where on the other side they converge. But the specific interactions lead to an eddy where it's like a hand, where there's like a longer fingers, maybe a more rigid main one that curls inward around. That's like the ammonite. Where the other fingers are more like the outer shaping of the ammonite. All this is in this stone. Like, it doesn't even look like the same stone. This doesn't really look like it. That's the stone. It's so crazy. It's definitely something of interest going on with the erosions. It seems to be forming a chakra up here inside like the nook of this other eddy. Wow. Is this in any way related to this? Is that the same thing? That can't be that. No. That's gotta be here. Yeah, this is definitely this. Oh yeah, there's a video. Let's check out the video. Rudrax Guru. I don't know why the quality is there. It goes. Freaking so many drops in resolution kind of screws sharing the details as well as possible. It's got like a pink like movies I've been watching. And geology lectures. This is also. Stop it. Okay, so where that chakra thing is where it's running into resistance and bending up towards. Where it's running into resistance here seems to be that other one, I guess. Or maybe. It almost looks like it caught into the stone here and eddied inward while going, like, alright, I guess this way. Am I doing the right hand? And like wrapped around the back of the stone. So the fingers are like over this way wrapping around, and then the portion of current goes into the stone. Maybe it's possibly where it actually went in that way, but caught into the stone there, which then made it go out that way, but then it like wraps around where it interacts with the fingers that then are pushed up this way. It goes around, and then that pushes up currents that were going this way, pushing them up, interact in odd ways because it's a little anomalous the way it's happening. I don't know what exactly. It's elongated in that axis, which does, like, we can really see it. It looks like current could have been coming in that way and caught in and eddied, but ultimately along that long axis, it's also got like a lobe shape here, like this shape pretty much. Or maybe like here. Multiple tiers, I guess, of a chakra. Up, over, up. Interestingly, it's towards this side, and then the ammonite is on the other side. Up. Okay. This one? Oh my god. I forgot a lot of details of that first one, so it wasn't as exciting in my, like, analysis of it as I anticipated. Holy crap, I'm like suddenly super tired. Get in the fire. Oh no. Is my... Oh. Okay, I'm good. It said my microphone is muted. Warning! Warning! You have mail. Like... threading between the ammonites. Incredible things happening here. That probably warrant bothering to draw. Okay. Okay. So, where am I? Oh. Eyes are good and not just mine. Oh, Lord. Oh, that's so cool. So we've got... damn, this almost warrants Photoshop. It's so incredible. This Shaligram. Oh my fucking god. Oh my. Oh my. Lord and Lord, have mercy on my soul. I don't think there's a video. I want to ask, but I don't. I would love to. But it's a little pricey. This one is super cool. I was thinking about that one too. Let's just do this. Whatever. La da 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 da. Okay. Meow. Sure. Okay, so fuck, that's big. Okay, we're drawing. We're drawing. We're drawing. We all see this ammonite. Everyone sees this ammonite. No, not a problem in the world. Everything's a-okay. We see it spiral in. Cool. Great. Awesome. We also see it seems to maybe have some similar feature extended outward that maybe some reason relates over here. Then we see, okay, we got this ammonite, then we can kind of fall over here to this one, and okay, well, we see another ammonite. We see this chakra. We see the chakra. We see the spiral of the ammonite. Everything's fine, nothing to worry about. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why in the fuck is this happening? Dear science. Oh, maybe we could continue. This line goes over here, and then, well, here's another one that kind of just goes out like that. Oh, well, here's another one over here. Wait a minute. The whole stone looks like an ammonite, complete with chambers that we see features of. Maybe even a section that's kind of wrapping in. A outer section here. Maybe like a flat face that's kind of getting eroded onto that I drew like that. Maybe over here too, really. This is probably, if anything, the like inlet area of the shaping of the ammonite into resistance, maybe with a secondary inlet where these two currents are interacting tangentially and creating an eddy, but many eddies in the matrix material, shaping it to the point of, whoa, dude. Whoa, dude. We can see that, like, connects to this chakra. It makes no damn sense, dude. It makes no damn sense. Basically, what's happening is it starts to drill, so it makes a chakra there. But then it starts to elongate. So it does, like, it's like current on the surface of the matrix is flowing in an eddy that's literally drilling into the stone in its shape, but also exhausting, all interacting with one another in nuanced ways that literally makes an ammonite into the stone like this. But then it flows, like the flow continues along, and it does it again. But then in this case, it's like, well, now I've got this area, and I can exhaust kind of this way as well. So it's almost trying to shift it into the stone where it does an eddy more along the stone, like this. Where the chakras then are like up and down, like this way and this way, into the stone somewhat. But not where they began. So, which seems to, if I recall, be a thing that happens frequently in this stone, where it's not just like a one-off, inclusive of the large-scale structure of the stone, where it is like an ammonite itself. Okay, let's look through its images. Let's go back. How far? Back on, whatever. Lots of stuff going on. Chakra there, chakra there. Chakra there, pardon me. Chakra there, looking thing. Chakra there, probably one in there. Slice. Like this slice seems related to that chakra. Whatever the fuck golf ball looking thing's going on over here, that seems related to that, which flows into this ammonite, which is seemingly along a boundary that looks like an ammonite would be over there. Like, doop, ammonite. But it just didn't function well that way. It seems to be a pretty turbulent and competitive region for many eddies that were interacting. This one that just kind of slides along and then makes an ammonite, scooping out material and probably like continues over into that one too. This arc seems ammonite like related to this, as well as more further out to this one. Just generally taking shapes over and over again that etch ammonites. But because they're mostly recessive, they're not showing up as the dominant ammonite, only in part for a short while. This looks odd over here. This looks like a chakra between the two. Let's see what else we can find in these other angles. Still doing that, like, super flat, and then, like, clearly not just some cross section. Like, it is forming elongated. Like, that is flat, more like this one. These are very similar flatness. The surrounding ammonite should look like this, but it's elongated because it's shifting into a different structure. And we do see an ammonite in there. I'm not sure where that is, though. We'll find it. Some more of these almost like bear claw scoops out of the stone. Like, what the fuck? That's not this. Not the same. This is not that. This one has a chakra. But then above it, like, what in the fuck is going on? Why does this opening arc over, go up, and wrap back this way, and go back down to the top chakra? And then kind of, like, inversely do the opposite over here, where it goes down this way and wraps down, like, a similar shape, but down. Like, what in the fuck? And then over here, it almost looks like a chakra's forming, which seems kind of related to this ammonite. This ammonite we also see might actually be where I was suggesting looked like it was. Yeah, here's that dimple of the golf ball imprint looking thing. Here's the ring around it, and we even see a boundary here that flows. Like not just around it, but flows in other ways. But then that boundary and the other one, which then connects to this ammonite. Like, what in the fuck? Science. What in the fuck is going on? Did you guys look at these? Oh wait, the same stone had that. Darn, I tried to zoom in and it freaking disappeared. Meanwhile, that one chakra, same stone, fucking insane. It looks like a different stone. It's so crazy. This also is very reminiscent of when I see this here. Shaligram. Like this shape here, the way the features get eroded is not the best example. Just quick. It's kind of like a smooth. Let's see. Let's give it a shot. Give it a shot. I'll just do this super quick though. Oh my god, that's insane. Basically, like it was a starting. It was a starting in about like this. It's hard to hold in the right way, but if I get it, I do well. Hello. Wow, that's fucking crazy. This is like pretty zoomed out, I think, too. Honestly, it seems better than I remember it being. Possibly because the surface is good. Super flat. The way it has like that dimple things, those kinds of structures forming is oh my god. I might have to adjust this camera so I can actually move it in the ways I think I'm moving it. Oh, this is worth checking out. I can't touch my desk. see each other playing, Monsieur le Maire, you'll wear a different shirt. Oh my god, okay, freaking got it. That's fucking nuts. Ugh. Going in. I don't know how. Okay, there we go. Holy Lord. Definitely a unrealized issue with that. It's totally in sheets, that's what I'm looking at. I feel like it's sheets going like this way, sheets going this way, like layer after layer that are interacting in super weird ways. But fundamental. But fundamental. Back to this one though. So this one that looks like this, like a ammonite itself as a whole, that has this path here that seems related to this little thing and this golf ball thing. This ammonite has an ammonite there. Here over in this location we're seeing some kind of layering of ammonites in a weird way. All sorts of other features we discussed already, dear Lord, my mouth. Son, what were you doing? Ammonite here that kind of just like flows into another ammonite. Like, where does it end? It seems to go out here and go over this way and just flow down. Like, is this really the end here? That doesn't seem right. But let's say it's only this big, or like it's off above, so it's fine. They're just really close to each other. But like, why does this ammonite have some kind of lobe going up this way? Like, or does it not? I mean, it sure looks like it. Okay, let's say that's not what's going on. But wait. Over here, we see this like a lump. That's kind of like a chunk, like this one has down here. This like chunk. So, and then the chakra. So that means like a chakras over here-ish. And this was a ammonite too. So there is apparently, according to modern science, there was an ammonite here, an ammonite here, ammonite here, ammonite here. That somehow, like, I don't don't think I need to draw it. But let's highlight it at the least. I don't need to put it into Photoshop, that is. This one, there's a boundary there, kind of around here. Down here. That then goes to the chakra. That arguably is maybe limited to like there. So it's not really extending over there and interacting in weird ways. And then say there's one down here that then has a chakra that seemingly ends here, supposedly. Let's say, I don't know, even though we see its features extend, so maybe it goes, I don't know, what bare minimum can we wrap it in to make more sense for modern science, whatever. And then over here is another one, but like this fucking threads up here. Let's remove this now. What's up with this? It's kind of silly. And then over here, almost like this one, but more straighter, is a relatively central path that kind of points maybe at the furthest over here, but also kind of arcs in this way towards the chakra, like a let's say red, doing like arc here, and arc more like this, with also maybe more that way too, maybe even like that. So it's a similar thing even in that regard, where it's like long axis along this axis is maybe about the halfway point. Ish, I don't know, hard to say, I don't know. That angle. I must be doing that with this pen or something. And then we see it really, just like this, where it has these extensions. Even this seems to have a shape that goes out further. Like ignoring all this, especially from about here down, just looking at it would look like the ammonite extends maybe even further. But these draw doubt into it because it makes no sense for modern science. So, well, no, it doesn't extend further. It's actually like another ammonite forming here. Some other shit's going on here. An eddy here. And then it looks like we got oddities going like this way, interacting with this. Like, what is happening? And then these ridges seem to continue down, like, as part of this one's. Like, clearly, when we look at it here, clearly that part is part of this ammonite to here. But there seemed to be a physical, this ammonite structure on it. Oh my god, if that's freaking on it, that would be hilarious. Seems to be going on over here too, where it's kind of extended in this, but it's just interacting with this other eddy so much, and this eddy, this fucking, this thing is, oh, shape of a chakra kind of thing going on up there. What in the fuck? Still looking like a golf ball. Let's go this way. Okay, nope. don't think we saw that. Definitely. Okay. Oh. I was looking at different things, I guess. This definitely extends over there. Like, super adjacent. Oh yeah, it totally makes sense. Who cares? What is going on right here? Like, it's distinctly a continuation of whatever's going on up here. It goes right on through. But then it has additional boundaries outward. Almost like a water droplet. This Shaligram. Oh my. I still don't know what the fuck this is. Maybe I should post it on paleontology to at least get like a species suggestion or something. Something. Like, it's clearly bounded by this, but this structure doesn't just like go here and stop. It actually wraps this way, making it related to this too, which goes across there weirdly, which really goes across this ammonite. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense, dudes. Meanwhile, the stone is partitioning itself into chakra, lobe. Also viewable the other way. Chakra, lobe, like from a different angle too, but where they're still attached, I guess. Detached where this is chakra, and the lobes have separated the chakras. Or this is chakra, and lobe. Where it's kinda like looking in like this. Chakra, lobe, but where they connect, they behave more like the other way for still. Of how that was just partitioning the whole stone. Probably why it was being eroded so weirdly, because there was a significantly larger like ammonite-like features happening very near its, like, it was very near the nucleus between the chakras, I guess, of a much larger energy. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that's happening frequently, but not with such a, almost like a super zoomed in on a single grain between the chakras that was being eroded. Where there were eddies that then made like one portion of it have a face. That was like the we were talking about earlier. Under the microscope. Okay, we looked through that one. So, I've got a bunch of images. Facebook's pretty good, because I can do that. I've taken pictures of this several times. I come back to it because it's such a curious feature. Down here, these things going on, spaced out, like clearly related. And then this shape comes off, kind of goes back over to this one, and to this one. Like, also odd relationships between these things, and these, like, what the fuck is this? A worm. That's the explanation I got. A worm. Some kind of, like, crustal worm or something. Encrusted? I don't know. Fucking bullshit is what it was. Striations. Striations over here, like, same things going on that people are saying are told, but this is super subtle. Super subtle. No one fucking told this. It's not even visible without being me. There ain't people with microscopes looking at shaligrams. So who the fuck would bother? No one's doing it. And they wouldn't even be able to if they tried. Certainly not for friggin' no additional cost or effort. Beyond imagination, really. This thing, I noticed from these pictures, this thing seems super related to over here, in that it actually seems to, like, have pathways through. Like, the striations on here actually continue on the surface of this. And then this protruding portion right here, this seems kind of, like, it seems like this tab, like, thing is kind of right there. And then there's more pyrite, like, section there, but this tab-like thing has a protrusion that's right there. But if we follow the protrusion further, basically it goes to there, and then over here, dude, like this matrix tab, like, it's just a clump of matrix. What the fuck is it doing? Connecting to this clearly not a worm or any other bullshit excuse for what this freaking structure is. It's a structure. Meanwhile, striations on the surface. Striations. Striations, striations. Striations. Another shaligram now. This one we're gonna look real close in at this area. So it's, what is this? Like, okay, so there's this thing, right? Whatever the fuck this is. Whatever this is, which I've asked paleontologists, they don't have, like, agreement. They give me several answers, and some of which take two things to explain. It's like this and this. It's not just one thing. I'm like, what in the fuck? Anyway, besides the point, this spiral feature, whatever exactly modern science would call it, an odd eddy that formed in a relatively unique, but sometimes happening in other cases, but really perfectly here, that has a boundary, like, crack-like thing here that we see, and then another crack-like thing here. That really, if, like, it's related to over here in the stone. Like, it can basically line up like add them like back, but line up. So it wasn't like it's like this, you know. To exaggerate it, so there's some kind of weird relationship between this like crack-like thing. It's more crack-like. This is more like a straight edge, a little bit of a curve, going relatively parallel with adjacent striations, but not identical. And then it just abruptly bends. Boop. Fuck it, I'm going this way. Wait a minute. It doesn't just go one path, though. It goes two paths. Like, is this a normal fracturing of anything? The fuck is happening? And then we see striations this way, this way, this way, this way. All sorts of nuance in the striations. As opposed to like a discrete current flow path, where current's flowing along these paths and is caused to a water-based current and is caused to deflect in a more discrete, like pixelated almost kind of way, where it deflects around a pixel and then around this pixel at a different like resistance point in a dominant path and a recessive path, because this is just the dominant path is just not enough. So it starts carving a recessive path, which is a mechanism of widening this. That's probably what happens fractally. So like over here, it carved here, but then a second path carved through over here, and it removed the material, but it wasn't wide enough, so it's coming through again, carving the material away. It just didn't manage to strip it away, so we just have this secondary etching that kind of flows back in here to this like weird, almost Hershey Kiss upside down thing that's like a funnel, to this funnel point that where it then funnels it back into this, so it maybe even widens, like it's not as wide here as down here, as it ultimately rejoins the main current that it was deflected away from. That's probably, I wonder, of similar width to there. Like down here is definitely more similar than here is to here. This actually might be more similar to here, though. This almost looks like a rib, like a tooth, ammonite imprint structure. Striations being real curious around this thing. Very, very parallel, but bending, like the thing itself is bending. We even see these features continue at depth over here. So if they're using some tooling, they have to be using tooling that also influences at depth, which I maybe zoom in on. Like in here, we see it, and this is probably a major focus of like a lot of these images, is the way the striations are not just kind of tool marks that randomly made. They literally show themselves in ways that would be unexpected for tool marks. Like this margin of the striation here essentially goes to, oh, like behind that almost, like to there though. Like there's relationships between this opening happening and the striations. Maybe not the best example I have of all the images though. More internal evidence that this stuff is happening at depth in the stones. A sort of fanning out here. Like it's going this way, but it's turning. Or vice versa. It went more this way and got turned this way. I don't know. But several paths, like little ribbons. Like microcontinents. I've been looking at freaking Western North America and anything else I can find pretty heavily lately. Curious to have a ribbon microcontinent relationship to this, I guess. Little ribbons in there. Oh my god. The striations. Like it's literally the striations at depth forming actual structure. Like in here, freaking striation along the boundary that are carving as current is like creating these paths. Carves into the stone, and just freaking slices the material, but leaves behind this like ribbon of material in a nonsensical way for modern science. Like, what in the fuck are y'all talking about? Fossil explanation does not hold up to the evidence. What are we talking about? I don't want to separate myself. A little too late on that one. Now I need people that don't separate themselves to forgive me. Shit. Just this friggin' path of little ammonite-like features with striation relationships like this here. Looks relatively parallel to that. This relatively parallel to the other ones. And just generally repeating up this way, same theme, just not as pronounced. This one having more roundedness forming. That's honestly kind of incredible. Like, wow. It's so revealing, I just don't know what to like conclude on anything. Okay, I'm done. It's like an endless process. Ah. Okay, we made it through this one. Okay, different ammonite or shaligram. I guess those I didn't realize. Oh yeah, yeah. This is the same one with that weird spiral that we started with. Nice little slice across it, just straight up this slice over here to become part of this ammonite. Well, I guess just go through it. That's what we were actually looking at there all along in the previous images. That we're following the ridges of the striations. We're following. These were following the striations. Okay. We still see even this ammonite itself following the striations, at least there. And then maybe up to and near like this lobe where they then go down. Like surface currents were overwhelming and held pressure, which made this under erosion, but not like broken through, more like over here, where this has a dominant current going through it. I don't know if that made sense entirely what I just said, but let's just keep going towards the chakra center. Maybe it's hard to say from without really looking at it directly. Probably not exactly at this chakra. It's really just cutting through. This thing's so hard to. And it's not like actually I'll have to move it. Oh my god, guys. We gotta check this out. That's what this is for. it helps. Ta-da! I don't know if this was the one. No, it wasn't this one. We'll get to it later. Okay. Let's just kind of go through this. Oh, there's definitely some rush, I guess. Because there's evidence in the nuance. Like, what the fuck is going on? They went across this way, but then they also went down this way. Then they also went this way. Then they also went this way. If someone's tooling this. They also went along the edge of the ammonite, like just added. And then just beyond that, they went this way some reason, but interacted with this weirdly. Some weird lines in there. Definitely in there. Some other weird ammonite thing. Another just slice. I don't know if yeah, it just kind of starts, but not like without a boundary of oddities. That seems to go out even here. And then seems again just related to the striations, non-randomly. Here it looks kind of like it goes over and up, and then so do these striations that look like they're going that way. Really, it looks like it goes this way around, including around that area. Meaning the striations are, again, super internal. Like, they shouldn't be there for a tool. Inside this crevice, like, this is tiny. It's super tiny. It's probably a millimeter opening, actually. Yeah, so it's not like invisible to the naked eye. It's a millimeter opening that then widens over here a couple. And this weird thing going on up there. Another one down here. Again with just like ammonite features in a chain like fashion. As is common in when this happens, and sometimes it actually forms an ammonite. It's like, okay, that's an ammonite. But other times it just forms like a little thing like this. It's like, what are you talking about? But then again, like an ammonite-like feature there. Ammonite-like with the chakras and lobes. Chakra and doing like an ammonite-like thing here. Actually, that might be a good example. where it's kind of forming a chakra along the current path, and then interacting into this area to try to make chakras this way and extend the space of the eddy. But that's as far as it got at the where this ammonite opening is. Again, like this margin relatively parallel to the striations, but not so much over here, which are going again with over there. So if they're just following the margin, they're doing it weirdly. Still going across this way down here. Looks like a lot of stuff going on, maybe. It's hard to say. Seems like multiple flow paths all interacting, kinda. Oh, hello. I guess I'll turn into this eddy, like it's flowing along here. Boom. Cuts in here, friggin' cuts across here. Oh, wow. That makes me think this flowed unabated, if you will, over here without an opening. And then it started to etch into the stone here, like it did prior. Like we saw right here, where it's just flowing along a path and then starts to etch in and form an ammonite, and then continues along the path. But then the ammonite gets bigger and bigger until we then just see the inlet ammonite outlet, where it bends here. I'm not sure, and or down that way. Down that way, it looks like just continued through here, divided off in the ammonite region, cut away. It fucking cut this chunk away too. This thing is loose and moves, literally moves. Some incredible evidence. So these so-called tool marks insane. I don't know if this is the best images. I'm sure I have better images of these regions. So these are like slices like that, like we were looking at. All this is actually slices. Into the stone. That way. That way. They're not just like a little divot. They're all of them are windows into cavities. Like that one. That one. You can see some openings into it. I guess I don't really go much further. I just remember there were striation, like here, we can kind of see the striations continue through there. And this way. Features cutting through it. Cutting through over here. 26, huh? Oh, yes. Midnight coffee. Perfect idea. He really is quite brilliant. Oh, we've got more. We've got more. Here we go. Here are the slices. I thought I took the slices. So unassuming when I first seen them. I was like, oh, they're all like that? All of these are slices like that? And this one even has this weird, like that thing looks kind of odd. It doesn't look all that, like, whoa, there, but, like, what the fuck? Like here, this path, it just flows into these kind of like relatively strong striations that are kind of related to this here. Like boop boop boop, like layers upward. That almost looks like a chakra between it, like going up the chakra and then back down. And then somewhat of a tier, but like super top of a chakra there. And kind of like tornado-y. Another ammonite. And then striations here. We can see the striations wrapping around and into here. We can still see parallel things in line with the striations, showing the striations are in fact indicating deeper details than surface tooling. It's quite hard to capture, but I would say I captured it. I mean, we see it here, and then it's definitely a little hard to see there. But we did already see it. I think I'm through these. Okay. And then I went to this Shaligram. Like, oh my god, it's so cool. It's such a cool Shaligram. Like, what is going on? Looks like it spirals in. I don't know what I was taking pretty poor images of there. Just insane. Is this part of an ammonite? Like, I don't... Like, what the fuck, dude? It's literally like the skeleton of an imprint. It's not even an ammonite. Oh, here's a good one for the striations. Going through some feature on the stone. And see it going in from over here, it just going in there. It's got almost like a arrowhead shape. Still can see parallel lines and then off that way. Over here the parallel lines are super visible, like striations. Dude, totally makes sense. Totally. Oh yeah, this was crazy. Okay, let's go back a little bit. I totally forgot. Okay, so notice what's going on to this ammonite is its chakras are literally being eroded away. What the fuck? Modern science would be like, well, sometimes things erode. Time, erosion, coincidence. But the reality is that sometimes eddies shift their focal point to a new nucleus kind of thing. And if we kind of look here, it goes flat, goes up a bit, up a bit, up a bit, more up, and then goes this way. But then, like it has the silhouette of chakras here that are kind of meeting here, up, down. Like, even the striations are like going across here at a angle, but then near the center are going more horizontal. And then looking here, though, we see more of a 3 dimensions to the chakra, where it kind of flows over, down, over, like with the tiers of a chakra to a point there, and then kind of a chakra back the other way. Even though it's all part of the ammonite, it's like it's making chakras there, or was like shifting the ammonite to make chakras here. Certainly recessively, I thought this was kind of cool. Here's the chakras silhouetted. Okay, so really cool ammonite. This one we should come back to. Oh my god. Okay, let's go to this one. Striation type stuff again, all sorts of incredible features. Pardon me if I just skip through. Like, whoa! What the fuck, man? Slow down. This outline is kind of happening here and here, but like this is, and this is connected. This looks separate, but it's like it has a inner eddy here that cuts in and goes over here and comes out, but then actually cuts in further, and then like the eddy gets bigger. So what does it do? It like straightens out the edge effectively. And that causes it to exhaust around the ammonite like shape at a different point over here. Maybe again over here and over here, or vice versa. Some kind of something. Okay, this one though. Whoops. You can already see like some incredible features there. Incroyable. 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 Oh, si. Incroyable. Pourquoi? I don't know how to say how. Y is almost how. So this I thought was interesting. It's shape of an ammonite boundary. Here's the ammonite there. Ammonite boundary. But then it almost has like a chakras pointing at it. Like here especially. So if we turn it, which I'll do later, I guess. Because that was definitely not as cool as other stuff. Like this stuff. I was trying to get, like, what's going on back here. It seemed a little odd. Some chakras up here, maybe here. So this would be an instance where maybe it formed a chakra here in like a small opening that then extended over into a larger opening. It also seems like there's a little circle there reminiscent of you can kind of see the shadow, dark area, the center that has a little bit more dark. Like there's a missing little circle thing, like kind of like the circle thing here. That's incredible. Meanwhile, there's like a chakra here that kind of extends out this way, like a fin, like a bivalve looking shape that then similar boundary here, different structure, chakra going down this way. Or it just kind of wraps around it. Incredibly, this boundary just squeezes over here basically. And then Eddie's here, or vice versa. Eddie's here and goes that way. I'm not sure. Probably vice versa. Continuing to like go in this way and ultimately spiral into a center where some of it goes off and eddies over here. Some of it goes up here and then it kind of propagates that way. And propagates that way, but while drilling in to create more of like a corkscrew shape around the chakra. Super strangely. Another chakra. Definitely some cool stuff, like And the subtleties of this stuff, I'm probably missing a lot. I should be a little more tentative on sharing my thoughts if I'm gonna bother. I'm just kind of lazy about it sometimes, and then next thing I know, I'm overwhelmed on the things to talk about. This isn't crazy. So modern science, just who cares? We won't even look at this, so we don't need an explanation. Boom, problem solved. So you thought we were like looking for explanations? Now we look for simplistic models that we can just kind of hand wave over anything. Dab a little coincidence in the mix, and boom. Oh, that's simplistic. Makes sense. Yeah, but true also is nice. It's doing that like around the corner of different layers, like sheets that a different Shaligram did. Where over here it's striations, over here, which I purposely, down here striations too. Over here striations, maybe you can't see it very well. It's not that great in the image anyway. What did I just do? Whatever. Looks fun. Okay. There we go. So I purposely tried to ignore the larger structure, and the more we look at it like here, the more it just looks like striations. There's striations here, there's some here, there's some over here, and there's some here. What? What's the problem? Oh wait, these ones up here flow over and kind of tilt to the point that they become this, and then interact over here too. That's the problem. That's the problem. Is it doesn't make any damn sense, dudes. Unless it's current induced. Here we can see the striations and then like extension stuff along it. Here, like a super tiny chakra with little ribs of the imprint structure. Definitely some features in there. Chakra, here's that thing right down here. This is where we were looking at just the striations. So it even has like a narrow window that starts to get longer as it fans out upward. And then starts to actually bend even over here. And it almost looks like it focuses into a point, like a drilling point over here. Where it's like going this way and wrapping back. And then off the side of it, or, well, firstly, this margin extends up further to where this eroded path is that has a even further out boundary that's not, doesn't have any eroded path, like gouge, whatever, that then continues down low and wraps around up does like shapes that are non-random, then reaches a relatively almost like circle imprint next to a circle imprint kind of thing. Like multiple eddies were forming over here along this general chakra looking structure underneath this chakra. Boop. So it's got like a kind of like this shape, but right here, out this way, here, and then out further, out further, out further, out further. And then over here, I noticed there's kind of like an eddy point there. It's super like a, in terms of actually like going up, over, and around, this kind of thing. Like a question mark shape. This one over here too, like there were eddies forming. In that one too, I guess. Eddy, eddy, eddy along these ridges. Definitely thinking of embayments in Western North America and eddies like Silesia. I forgot that it's freaking zoomed in sometimes. It doesn't seem to retain the zoom all the time. There's freaking parallel lines over here. This is crazy. Totally see a chakra shape going up and over, and then with like more and more, and then up above it, it's just like a freaking, like the Luxor in Las Vegas, just beam out of the pyramid. Like, whoa. Or into the pyramid, I don't know. Luxor's case is out of. As its modern ridiculousness, it's probably inverse. Again, chakra shape. I know it's just kind of the ribs, but oh, and then we get to this thing. It's just like, dude, what the fuck? Dude. Are these individual grains arranged in a pattern? Like, oh my god. And then, some more of this one. Utterly incredible. Incredible. Pictures make me really need to give them baths. I need to give them baths. Like these friggin' fibers. Dust, fibers, whatever. I think this stuff's all part of the stone. Just not the little fibers. In all of that is like a little opening that even seems to have a, like it goes down and then over and across. I don't know if that is really a path through, or maybe here. I don't know. Let's see what the hell we're looking at. I really don't know what we're looking at there. Some of this is just like, what the fuck is even happening? The flower. Oh, it's so cool. It's like a flower. It's a flower. Maybe it did go this way then. If it's growing like a flower. Can literally see right here. Oh my god. Striations that are just kind of eroding in more. To create the structure, I think we also can see boundary interactions of the striations, and internally, like this line right here goes across, and then down. That's not, maybe not the best example. Down onto there, where it's kind of like sheets. Okay, dude, it's down. Why is he so serious while he does? Also, this might be one of the strongest proofs I've seen in a while. I don't think I took the best images, but this ammonite, the boundary has like a tooth-like structure that continues and then continues over this way, where then it has like two extensions happening that are clearly just being eroded into the stone and are not really that ammonite. I must have went way. I wish clicking it didn't. I didn't realize how many pictures I had in this one. I would have gone the forward way. No, what have I done? There's flower. Okay, we made it to flower. There, maybe. I don't know. Sorry, guys. A bunch of up down in this like recess section. Basically between grains. Like, it's literally grains arranged systematically. There's, well, it's like it goes up to it and then bends. Extends off the end of it over here. Perfectly reasonable in like fractal ways. Different energy levels. Again, different energy levels. Wrapping to that thing. Wrapping around to another energy level, but then that one seems almost related to over there, which is parallel to that, which means there's more going on still. Like, it almost looks like there's something around this way, something down this way. Super cool the way, like, it even cut in here, and cut in here, and cut in here to, like, really make a twisted ammonite looking shape, like a super twisted ammonite shape. I know they're all kind of twisted, but you can see the striations go over and then cut across. Cross. Cross. Definitely subtler. That ammonite thing, and then the two extensional. It's basically doing this again and removing material, and then doing it again, removing material. Just didn't do it. Lump here, lump here. Super cool. She's not. Oh yeah, this. She's in this path. And then this weird thing over here. Super tiny detail. It's like a layer. It's literally like one of these sheets that's just protruding further that wasn't eroded. As much this almost gives me like sheet vibes that have been cut into blocks that have then been just shoved to be deposited somewhere, where then they're shaped by the depositional process to be more like an eddy because they get shoved to the eddies. Is where they end up going, not just somewhere, some kind of fan type feature like bird feathers. So cool. This gave me this feeling, like the way it goes here. It looks like, maybe I can draw this one. It looks like whatever's going on eddies around the chakra and ultimately follows along like this margin. But then, oddly, it has this back thing, so it gave me the impression maybe it was doing something like that and going this way, but then running into resistance and literally hooking back again to create more structure. I don't know. But where it's like holding the shape there somehow. And then short circuiting across it here. This we can super see striations there. They're just like, well, that's not striations kind of features at that point. Here too. So again, those layers, even up here where it's like rock. It's not like a gap in the rock. It's just layers that are clearly evident even like there. But down here we see it much more like it's dividing the stone into the sheets. And back to this one's features. We did it! I'm super tired. Peace out, guys. If anyone's there. Or all the people that are there at some points. Right?